Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. This is Ellen, and I know I'm live a whole lot earlier. I just thank the Lord for blessing me to be here. I'm feeling a lot better today. I'm still working on continuing to feel better, get well. Okay. I'm looking for something right quick. I'm my goodness. I'm looking for a email. Let me search all my mail, okay? It might pop up quicker that way. That way I just see it all. There it is. I know I'm gonna have to turn this down. Okay. Okay. I got this volume turned down on the big one so y'all can hear me from this one. I hope my lighting here is okay. Pretty good because I added another light, but it's in front of me, kind of on an up angle. I have a ring light I added, and as my title says, I want to show y'all how I quilt with knit fabric today. And here I have a little pile here of some knit fabric, and on the back I had also added interfacing. See that on the back? And that's basically what I'm doing here. I'm just stabilizing my fabrics with interfacing. And I showed you a screenshot where I am using this type of interfacing that I picked up at my local Walmart store here in Indiana. And it's good for a lot of things. I have cutting one roll, actually a couple rolls, but this is the last roll I had cut. My blocks I'm working with are 4-inch blocks, and I went on and pre-cut my interfacing into 4-inch blocks cuttings here. And I have my iron here, and it's already hot and warm and prepared. Oh, I don't see, okay, it's there. Okay, I have 2 blocks here, which you can see it's a knit fabric, but it's a pretty knit fabric. And I have some in different colors that I was blessed with by a friend. Thank you, Quilting for the Soul. And it's a ton of it. And when I say a ton, I'm talking ton. I only have 2 extra rows of this interface in here. I have used like 1.5 roll already, and these are 15 inches by 3 yards roll. It's come 3 yards on a roll. So I take these rolls and I go ahead and cut them up, completely cut them up to the size I'm using, which is the 4-inch squares. And you can see these are a lot of knit blocks, right? They're all knit and they already pre-cut. And I think these are too important to be tossed aside. And I plan to make a quilt with them, using them. But before I start sewing anything, I want to get them all prepped and prepared. Like, take this interfacing, it's already cut. And to me, I have to rub it because it have a smooth side and it have a rough side. And I place the rough side down on top of each block, and I have my iron on, and I have steam in my iron. I didn't really look to see did it say use steam or not, but I like steam in mine. It seemed to hold better. But you follow your direction, and I'm putting my rough side down. Okay, get that rough side on there, and then I take my iron, sit it down. While it's good, I have my iron sat on polyester. You have to be careful and make sure you sit your iron on polyester or knits or whatever it have on your iron. If you're working with a different fabric, find out the kind of fabric that is and set your iron according. Now, on some places, this interfacing kind of hangs off of the block a little bit sometimes because I cut them the same size as the block. And you can see the steam rolling. And I have my computer site where I can see my video. And I can tell my camera gets a little blurry at time, and I simply turn it backwards. I want you to see that. See that hangover? That's the interfacing side, and here's the fabric side. Can you see that edge hanging over? I just turn it to the front where it's facing, and I go ahead and slightly trim this interfacing off that's hanging over because I don't want that to stick to my iron. Now, I do have a, is it called Teflon sheet that I uses to transfer pictures and stuff on fabric for quilts. And when I trim it like that, I go right ahead and stack them up. The second one, it got a little hanging off. So I turn it up and go ahead and trim that off as well. So when I get these done, it will be like a kit. It will be all done like a kit, ready to go, ready to start sewing, ready to work on. And with all these squares and blocks, I am really hoping that I have enough to do at least 2 quilts. So I must take my time, and I'm going to continue this process. Let me angle this camera down a little bit so y'all can see a little bit more. I'm moving the camera. Okay. This is what I'm ironing on, and this is what I turn them down. And I have my interface in here where I just take a sheet and I put the rough side down as I feel and work my back. Feel for the smooth side and the rough side. Because when I'm cutting these out, I just cut them like I'm cutting fabrics. And now, place that on top. I lift my iron. That helps me to keep from sliding my interfacing around Once I get it stuck, then I can, turn it a different angle and slide it a little bit. But the main thing in doing this is to not stretch my fabric. I want to keep everything just the way it is. And again, I have a small overhang. I just trim it off on this side. And as I'm trimming to this side, once I get a build up, a trim sitting over here, I just go ahead and put them in my trash bag I have on the side here. And this is just one of the main steps to quilting with knit fabric. These are some beautiful knits and I intend to use them. I'm working on a project as well. I want to make, I'm starting my project while I'm feeling better, y'all, to make some quilts to donate to the homeless. If I can get that taken care of and done, I'm not saying how many I can do, but that's the project I'm working on. If you have a orphan quilt block or something you might would like to donate to help me towards this cause, you are more than welcome to send a block, donate a top, um, donate a block, donate a piece of fabric or whatever it is you have that you would like to offer. Because homelessness is so real here in the city. I mean, it's real everywhere you go. You're going to see somebody somewhere struggling a little bit harder than you are. And I'm taking my time and placing these blocks, this interfacing on here, so it'll be exactly how I need it. Yeah, I'm not going to say it's going to be perfect, but I'm aiming to do the best job I can do. I thank everyone for the prayers that they signed up for me when I was really, really sick. And it took me like a long haul back. I had been suffering with some kind of sinuses infection that kind of interfered with my respiratory breathing. Oh, I am so sorry. Hello, everyone. Let me see. Can I get this up on the bigger screen? Top chat. I don't see why I can't see the chat on the big screen, but I'm going to click it. Hello, Emily. She says, hello, Ellen. So excited to see you back. Thank you. Hi, Kim Bird. She said, hi, Miss Ellen. I miss you, Kim. How you doing? I'm so happy to see you. Hi, June. June said, June Hanson. Good morning, Miss Ellen. Glad you are feeling better. Thank you, Miss June. I just love seeing you in the chat. I see you on so many channels that I watch. But I love y'all. I really do. Let me see. Emily said, okay, she's speaking. Y'all, I'm actually having vision problems, but I have an appointment to see my doctor on the 26th. I'm getting a new eye examination, and hopefully this time I can get some up-to-date lenses. I don't know if I iron these or just laid them up here, so I'm going to hit them with a little bit more heat. I guess my iron got tired of waiting. So I had to return it on. This is one of those regular Walmart irons, Hamilton Beach iron, and it do steams. I wanted one that did steam, and I just picked me up a brand new one. I was tired of fussing with them irons that I had to guess do it work. So that's pretty good. I don't have to trim that one. But I have a ton of these that I have been just adding this to because I was too weak to sew and I wanted to do something. When I'm sick, y'all, my mind still be on sewing and quilting. Like I could be helping somebody. That's how my mind operates. And I appreciate everyone being here with me this morning because I know this is an early start for me. I woke up pretty excited, like, oh, today is Tuesday. I get to do a live. I'm feeling better. I was so sick, y'all. My back was hurting. I thought I had pneumonia. And I said, Lord, I ain't got no pneumonia. That's when I be telling y'all we think certain things, but when we speak and talk over ourselves, like speak over yourself, encourage yourself in the Lord. I mean it. Encourage yourself in the Lord. Because I will be laying in the bed, y'all. I have made videos or posts where I was saying, uh, stop guessing what's wrong with you and go to the doctor. That's me. I'll be sitting up here trying to play doctor. And I don't want to just sit down and play doctor and be in the wrong. Um, mm. Now these are some beautiful knit blocks. I love this kind of stuff. I really do. And why on earth would you throw it away? It just take a little work. Okay, it take a lot of work, but it can be done. And once you get them done, you can use them in making the hourglass blocks. You can use them in making just whatever block you want to make. Because it's just like you're using cotton fabric. The stabilize help keep it from stretching, moving. When you iron your seams open, they gonna stay open. And y'all know I'm one of the sewers that really believes in ironing that seam open because I'm a firm believer in when you quilting, you do not want all that bulkness into your quilt top. I mean, mm. I'm glad I checked that, y'all. I almost laid it down the wrong way. I get busy and get talking, and I have to think I don't want that sticky stuff on my iron. And this is a pretty print to me. Can y'all see the flowers in that? Am I close enough? My camera is kind of, excuse me here. I kind of, yeah, wipe it off a little bit. Hope it smooths it out. And I like these pretty colors. All kind of colors, y'all. I'll be probably sitting here next year still ironing blocks. But I hope it don't take me that long. But if it do, then I shall get the job done. Mm. All I'm doing today is ironing. I moved my machine off of this table, and I actually want to do a little changing around in here, y'all. That came out pretty good, but I got a little corner I need to trim off because when I'm ironing my seams open, I don't want this to get on my iron. And it's really not a bigger problem than I'm thinking it is because I have that little heat mat you can put on your fabric that distributed heat when you're ironing for making t-shirts and stuff too. And it's wonderful. I got mine off of Amazon, that little heat mat. So if anybody interested, this is not a paid program. It's just I don't mind sharing, telling you how I did it, where I got it from, and how to do it. I have so many things I want to share and teach others, so to speak, because I learn from others as well now. um, Sometime back, I might have told y'all a story on how I use projectors. Did y'all know you could use a projector to draw quilt designs on a quilt using the proper fabric? Have your little spray mist ballers and water ballers too, because I like using the water soluble markers. So once you mark on your fabric, test that fabric before you go drawing all over your quilts. Test it all. And once it passed the test, then you can apply your designs. You can hang that quilt top and project your image to it and draw your design on it, which, if you can't rule a quilt, that would be a great way to better design your quilts. And that's just a little tip I'm sharing with y'all today, because push come to shove, I like getting the job done. And I have to finish something too. I just thought about, I just recently entered a quilt contest again, where with tiny quilt swaps. They are still taking application now. They have the link on their Instagram channel, and you are allowed to decide whether you want to swap in country or out country. So this go around, I want to try swapping international. I want to try international swap, and I think that'll be great. And we have a certain period of time where we choose our fabrics and choose our quilt design. And the quilt is a small wall hanging, a size 18 by 18. And I'm gonna try it. The reason I chose to try it again is, over the years, as you grow and develop new skills and learn new things, you want to try it, give it your best. You want to give it your all. So I'm out and I'm trying to give it my all. It's just something I desire to do on my bucket list, and I can just scratch it off. Let me check my messages here and okay. See, can I see? Okay, hello, Dora Camarina. She said, "Hi, Miss Campbell. Glad to catch up live. It's 6:30 in California. Is that in the evening or in the morning?" Wow, didn't know it was that early. Well, hello, Dora. June Hanson says, Are you putting a stabilizer on the back? Yes, ma'am, I sure am. I'm using uh, this pollen fusible mid-weight interfacing that I picked up at my local Walmart. And they have different weight styles and stuff there, but I chose this one because y'all know knit fabric has a little weight, right? Even though this is a lighter weight of knit, I just picked a mid-weight size stabilizer. That way it's not real heavy when I'm done, and I get to create something beautiful with it. Um okay. Kim Bird says I was given several odd pieces of polyester double knit and I made two quilts top. They'll be nice and warm quilts when done. Yes, they will, Kim. And y'all know what else? I've been singing this as a song, I guess. But when I get these ready to be quilted and get them topped out, I'm quilting them with a felt batting. I'm using a felt in my quilt as a batting. You know, felt is wool. And once you use wool with this knit, it's gonna be a warm quilt. Once the body is under the quilt, that wool ain't gonna let that heat out. It's not gonna let it out. And I'm getting ready to design a lot of my quilts using wool batting because they gonna be designed for the warmth. Quilts are beautiful. They beautiful all the time, but are they doing what they was meant to do? When I was growing up, we made quilts to stay warm with, to go on our beds, to sleep under, nap with, you know. They was the winter season spirit thing. I know they beautiful and they make great gifts, but I really want to stick to my heritage on that part. And also, if I can get this felt and get a few made up, it'll benefit the homeless. My mind has been so on the homeless, y'all. I feel like I don't know if I can even explain it because it's such a strong feeling that something awful is coming. And when you feel it in your spirit so much like I do, it's time to prepare. It's just time to prepare. And I don't know how many families I'll be able to help. So again, I open the doors to my friends and sisters and brothers in this quilting life, doing quilting things in their world, that if they would like to donate or or 2 or 3 blocks or just whatever you have, you can donate to give to help speed this thing up a little bit. We can do it. It's not me doing it, it's we doing it then, doing something for the homeless, doing something to give back to somebody that truly needs something, somebody that couldn't afford rent, somebody that couldn't afford groceries, somebody that's in a place where, they're God peoples too. Just showing love to somebody like that, we might find them in a weak spot, but the love of God will bring them right on out of their weak spot, y'all. It's just helping, encouraging somebody to hang in there, wait on God and hang in there. Whatever you going through, your test or your trial, he gonna see you through it. And at the end of the tunnel, they'll begin to see the light. And I know I talk about God a lot on my channel because I am a firm believer in God. Because I know for a fact where I've been. I just don't know where I'm headed. And I can testify what God done brought me through. And I know it couldn't be nobody but God. Because there was a time I was blind as a bat. I had cataracts in my eyes, couldn't see nothing. And there's a scripture in the Bible said, God people will tread and walk on scorpions and will not be harmed. And babies, I was walking over snakes, couldn't see the snakes. They didn't bite me. I ain't dead yet. I ain't been in the hospital for no snake bite. And where I was living at, we had dangerous snakes. Y'all know what rattlesnakes is. Y'all know what cottonmouth moccasin is, right? I was walking over those kind of snakes. I was mowing my lawn one day and ran the mow over the grass, and a little black moccasin jumped up from behind the mow and got my feet up in the air dancing. The snake jumping up trying to bite me on the foot. Honey, I left that mow sitting right where it was and with my butt in the house. I said that was my message from God to quit cutting that grass, to pay somebody to come on in there with a riding lawnmower and cut that grass. I was blessed, y'all. I am a blessing to be walking up on this planet today. There's a lot of stuff that happened in my life, but y'all know what? I can testify to it. I can tell you, because if God bring you to it, he will bring you through it. And you got to know by your faith. Stand on your faith with all that you have. Stand on your faith and let the love of God just flow through. You could be going through pain, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all. You can be going through pain, because I experience a lot of pain myself. But I call on God and the Holy Spirit that is inside to get that pain out my body. I declare and decree it gone. I tell it, you can't stay here. You can't live in this vessel. You in the wrong vessel. You got to move on. I talk to it as if it's a demonic spirit trying to bring me down. I sure do. And I'm probably going on and on talking about the goodness of God, but I got to tell y'all, God is good. He sure is. He have brought me a mighty long way, a very long way. And I know he have, because I've been married twice. I've been married twice. And my first husband, we have 3 children, all girls. And we was together 25 years. And my second husband, he's deceased as well, but he passed away back during the COVID outbreak, and we was divorced. But I stayed to myself. I didn't try to move on. At this point, I just said, you know what? Let it be me and God, Let it be me and God. But that's why I can testify to y'all today of the things I have been through, the things that I can share with others. Life ain't always easy. It ain't always peaches and creams and Kool-Aid. Let me see. Are you okay? I read that one. Doris said, I'm okay. Just was catching up on my messages, y'all. I remember some time back, I was telling you guys, I don't know if it probably been a year or two or so ago, that I wanted to get myself a portable internet, uh, MiFi or Wi-Fi, something like that. And thank the Lord, I finally got it. I have a portable hotspot that I can carry with me in my purse. It's a little Wi-Fi box, or I call them MiFis because they so tiny you can put them in your purse. And if I go camping or something, I probably will get a signal boost on the camper. And I'm still working on that project as well because the things I needed help doing with it, I haven't been able to get it done. So I might scratch that thought of turning it into a kitchen. To be honest, I've been thinking about just insulating it and building out the walls on it and just keep it as a trailer where I can just add pegboards or something to the walls. And if I decide to go set up somewhere or let my daughter use it, because I had a dream, y'all. Remember that one time I want to go out to the parks and stuff and teach others how to sew and piece quilts and do? Now, I love that. I would love that. The only thing about it is I have to have enough insurance to cover. I think they said like $1 million in insurance to cover any type of liability where if somebody get their finger sewed under the needle or cut their hand on the rotary cutter, because y'all know that we have some of these here that will jump that ruler and cut your finger. It will cut your finger every time. So when I'm cutting with one of these, I be a little scared. To be honest, I be a little scared. And to where I'm like, what am I doing? I just start pulling out my what they call that thing? Quilt. That little Quilt machine you see back there. I pulled that out and cut my squares and blocks, and I couldn't still find my small cutting pad. So I took my large one. I took my large mat here and been cutting with the large mat. I have so many projects in my work basket that I need to finish. And it's like ideas keep popping in my head overnight. Sometimes I have to tell myself, slow down. You got too many ideas. This iron doing a pretty good job. Maybe I need to go pick up another one just to have it on hand. Or I can pick up two more and give my granddaughter one and tell her, come on, help me iron some of these blocks. um, June says, I do remember you wanting to help people sew. Oh my, the price of insurance for that. Oh yes, I have priced it. I thought it would be much higher than what it was, but it's still a pretty good penny. And that's okay because if I do it, you better believe I'm gonna have my insurance. I'm not going out there nowhere, anywhere without my insurance. And it's already under nonprofit. So I'm not going to mess anything up by walking out of here with no insurance. I can't do that. Um, but the ideal of just being able to help somebody, it keeps me going, y'all. It keep me going. And I find myself sitting a lot of time talking to God when I'm sick and down and be like, God, the things you got for me to do, I can't help nobody sick. You got to come on in here for me now. Don't let this sickness be flesh. Oh, I got them down to a now, y'all. Can y'all see these? That's pretty. Oh, I'm moving the wrong way. That's a pretty color. My camera's still a little blurry, and I do apologize for that, but I'm thinking it is something to do with my services. Because right now I'm hooked up, I'm wirelessly hooked up to my internet. And I take my time and place these on. And I have a big pile from them 3 yards I got cut up here. And I have to know which side's the rough side and which side's the smooth side. Because if I don't want to just put it on here the wrong way and I wind up with sticky goo under the bottom of my iron. Now this steam really helps that glue to dissolve under this stabilizer here. And it makes a great contact where it's just one. When you're working with it, it's just one. And eventually, I'm going to try a piece of this on some plain muslin fabric to see how it will work for me to play with embroidery like on it. But I will be doing that probably using my black senior machine, because I want to draw a design out on this just to see how would it come out. I have done something like that in the past and it was beautiful, but it was so small I couldn't really do nothing with it. So it's in storage probably. I get all of this interfacing off of here. They're so cute. I'm so glad, y'all. My mama taught me to sew when I was young. And through all that time, back then we didn't have fabric like we have now. It probably existed, which I'm not saying it didn't exist. It just, we couldn't afford it. We had to use what we had, and at that time, it was clothing. People would give you clothes, and if you got something that no one in the house could wear, then that was a pass or okay to use that in a quilt. And I can remember, y'all, taking cotton, ginned cotton now, where they removed the seeds and washed it, taking that raw cotton, patting it out in a quilt. And I loved that so much. I didn't understand at that time. You know, the confident stuff I was feeling was a joy or something that I will still continue to do and use years from now. I apologize, y'all. I know I have some missing tooth, and I'm a little sensitive to that fact too. But yes, I love sewing. I love quilting. And the biggest part of it is when you make something extremely beautiful and you give it to somebody else, that look on their face is so priceless. Priceless. They be like, I can't believe you giving this to me. I'm like, yes, I'm giving it to you. Have any of y'all ever experienced anything like that? She said, June Henson said, very pretty fabric. Thank you, June. Thank you so much. And y'all see, this gonna take me a lot of time to get done, but I'm gonna get it done. Um, it gonna take some time unless and I can find some teenagers that want to come in here and help me. If I can show them how to feel for this interface and to get it on there the right way, and they listen, so they don't gunk up the irons. I sure would. And I guess I'm coming in here early. I've been having an extra lot going on this week, y'all. I lost one of my sister-in-laws in Chicago. And all I can do was just give it to God, because, you know, God don't make no mistakes. He designed this world to work perfectly for each and every one of us. And just as sure as I go through aches and pains, my sisters and brothers in and out of Christ gonna go through aches and pain. That's a given. So he said, cast all your cares upon him. That's what some hurt, and no matter how bad it hurt, pain is still pain. Because to every woman connected is some children, stepchildren, grandchildren. It's some children somewhere that love that person. To every man, same thing. Somebody is attached that love that person. And I got it steaming up in here, y'all. I'm probably talking so loud I done woke up the whole house. I forgot to get my ice at the freezer. I got a bottle of ice. I just freeze it so I don't have to worry about getting ice cubes. And I forgot, moving so fast, I left it up there. And my sweet spot is my basement. I'm down in my basement. I like being down here. During the winter times, it get a little cooler than normal. But I still sticks it out. My stack getting pretty big, y'all. And this ain't but one of the stacks I got. Do y'all see these over here? Am I in the way? I have like 2 more stacks and a half of these over here to go before I go back into the bag. So I might have to acquire some help. And I picked up this panel. Let me show y'all this panel right quick. This is a panel I picked up from my thrift store one day while I was out shopping at the thrift store. And look at that. Can y'all see that? And the holidays is coming up. You see that? Hey, baby, you'll bring me my bottle of ice at the refrigerator door, freezer. I'm on live, though. My plans for this, I'm going to cut it up. The reason for that is I want to try to do the stained glass window with it, which would be something different. My granddaughter done got up, y'all. I'm gonna have to get ready. I don't know if I'm gonna get. I've been thinking about getting my hair braided again. Hey. Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I lost my top. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Bye, Kim. Thank you for stopping by. What's that? Oh, okay. Let me add me some water to this. I have a little cool water here. I set my drinking water right here next to me, and I put my iron water for the iron on top of my desk. I have to mark the bottles, the containers. Oh, did I earn that? I guess I did. Grandma, are these your bananas? No. Your mom purchased those. I'm getting this extra interfacing off of these blocks so When I start sewing, I can chain piece and continue to sew. I have a basket I usually take and set it on the floor, so when I'm chain piecing, all my work goes into the basket. Do anybody sews, like I'm working on a project and that you're sewing it, and you have another project that coming up next and you start sewing it? Excuse me. You start running the next projects through as your thread leader or something like that? That's very interesting to me. I'm asking because I want to start doing that. It will definitely help me to get more of my projects done. Get them done and get them on the quilting frame over here. And I find pre-prepping your fabric before you start sewing is good too. So this winter is gonna be full-blown quilt feast for me. I like how this iron just shoots out that steam, y'all. Am I a steam freak? I'm wondering. Ironing with steam. Yeah. I have so much different stuff made up. I'm gonna start sticking it in a box, sending it to my daughter. If she was close to me, I know I have a little help somewhere. I wouldn't even have to worry about it. I'm not gonna say she gonna sew every day, but she would definitely come up with some ideas. Hello, Joyce. Joyce Hernandez. Hello. Welcome in. Welcome, welcome. Glad you can join us this morning. I'm so excited to see everyone and have everyone here in the chat with me. Today, I'm working on showing y'all how to knit fabric to make quilts out of it. I have a ton of these beautiful squares already cut out, and I'm just stabilizing them with some interfacing. And I pre-cutted my interfacings, the sides of my squares, 4-inch block pieces. And now I have to rub to see which side is the rough side and which side is the smooth side. And I'm laying the rough side down on the block. Then I'm ironing them. And that creates a stabilization for me to make my quilt with. I have some quilt projects, y'all, I don't let bagged up on me. Every time I get sick, look like I forget I got certain stuff. And I'm in the process of getting me a binder, not a binder. What you call those? Calendar books. something that will remind me, okay? I'm a days of the week, the months of the year, and all that good stuff too. And it'll help me to get my project done where I won't forget anything. I have been having a major problem forgetting stuff, y'all. And I can confess and talk about me. It's okay to talk about me, y'all, because I know I forget stuff. I have had COVID 4 or 5 times. And the first time that it had me real bad and almost took me out of here, it took a lot of my memory with it. I probably had never sat down and discussed that with y'all, but as many of y'all do know, I lost all my hair. And it came out in patches, so I allowed my daughter to go ahead and cut it down low for me. And I felt bad. Cause what woman don't feel bad when they're losing their hair? They already feel bad, so I didn't really say nothing. I just needed a little encouragement at that time. But yes, it bothered my memory. And I think my memory is still affected because places I know how to go to, I have forgot how to do I forgot how to do a lot of stuff. Sewing tips and stuff that I already know. If I don't use that, it's lost to me already. And I don't know how many others out there have experienced the same thing that I'm experiencing. I be wanting to do things and do good, and then I forget. I forget. And I can honestly tell you, I forget. I don't mean no harm and no offense. And I don't mind somebody reminding me, that helps. I forget so much. I even forget to pay bills. I forget stuff. So when I get help from somebody, I don't turn it down. I don't refuse it because I know that I have a condition. I don't know the name of it. I don't know what they call it, but I forget. And before COVID, I wasn't like this. Before COVID, I was getting things done. I might have had a slow understanding of things, but I was still getting things done. And I don't mind telling nobody. I might have a little ADHD problem too. Because if that's me, that's who I am. And I'm not ashamed of who I am. I speaks on who I am, and if something go wrong or haywire, I try to fix it. A lot of people try to fix and cover up and hide who they is. I ain't ashamed of me. I am who I am. And I sure ain't ashamed of God. Because I know he the one that brought me this far. Joyce June. Okay. Getting these blocks to fit on here. And I have a ton of them to go, y'all. Yep, these one of these situations where I need to find 10 children that know how to iron, buy me 9 more irons, sit them all down and say, look, each one of y'all do a stack of these. See how long it'll take y'all to do them. Oh, there I go. I believe in being around little children and older people too. For one thing, the younger people gonna learn. Oh, excuse me. The younger people's gonna learn from you, and the older people, you're gonna learn from them. And I used to love it when I was a young woman, being around older women, going to the what you call it, quilt house, or it'd be a church that meets up like in a barn or something. Everybody sitting down sewing by hand, no sewing machine. And we have like a table set up with buffet, snacks, food, whatever they gonna have that day, drinks and water and stuff like that. And boy, wasn't those the days. Those are the days right there. You laughing and you talking. Sister so and so just discovered she want new curtains or need curtains at her window. And who in there can make the curtains and do this, and it's just lovely, lovely, lovely. I love making stuff and helping people. I really do. To me, that's the value in it. That's the value. Showing somebody you care, showing somebody that you love them. In spite of what they going through, it don't matter what you're going through right now. We here with you. We for you. All that lift me up and pick me up and showing me the way. I think we need that back, y'all. Quilt times that actually show young females and women's the way. Putting God first in our lives and making a difference. And it's not per se making a difference for ourselves. It's making a difference for humanity. So, what y'all working on? What projects are y'all working on? I was crocheting a while back, and I was showing how you can take fabric like this, knit fabric sort of like this, and make flow rugs out of them. And at that time, I wanted to make some rugs, make them into some homeless mats. So I've been sick a lot and I didn't get a chance to do that. So I want to try my hands at making a few quilts to donate to the homeless. And the way I'm going to do it, I'm not just going to make them and take them straight down to the shelter and say, here y'all go, y'all distribute them out. I'm not going to do it like that. I'm going to distribute them out to the homeless myself. I'm going to do it myself. One by one, give them out to the homeless. Because as the person I am and I know him to be, I will meet and greet that homeless person before I will meet and greet somebody in their office. I'm going to notice them first. I have seen people sleeping on the building's entrance with a some kind of sack, with a sleeping bag. And I'm like, that ain't enough cover. It be so cold. I done been in some weather here in Indiana, y'all, where it be so cold before you could spit out your mouth, it freeze before it hit the ground. And those might be the season and time they call the Arctic blast and stuff like that. I have witnessed it. And then people sleeping outside because they homeless or somebody done threw them out. Like, to throw somebody out in the dead of winter is a death wish. That's just something I cannot and will not do. But what I could do is come up with a plan, put something together, like making these quilts and getting some wool. I call it felt. Get that felt and line these, batten it up with that felt. And I tell you the truth, they'll have a better winter experience. I kind of wish I was able to start a program where I could provide tents, the little camping tents for a little temporary shelter. Yeah, I thought about those too. Um, June Hanson says, I'm working on a road. I can't see all of it. Let me see. Can I put something in this block? I mean, help it go up. On a all roads. Okay, that's a quilt name. I still have my two quilts of the 4-star general to finish. But what I started to do with them is I started pre-cutting out my blocks. And I have a few more to go, I'm thinking. I don't know. I have 3 or 4 more blocks to cut them out. And y'all know when we cut them out and do them, we doing them in the groups of 4. It might not be 4. It might be about 3 more to do because I have like 3 or 4 kits already cut out in my bin with the pattern and stuff. And I have it in 2 different colors to do. So I'm pre-cutting them so I can complete that. And I know y'all were probably like, oh boy, the 4-star general. Yes. That quilt, every time I look at it, I scratch my head. But it's not as complicated as my mind saying, oh, this complicated. No. It's not complicated. It's just different. Ooh. I love my little sewing and piecing and time to do this and time to do that. That's why I need that book so I don't forget stuff. I even got the Wakanda quilt I wanted to do, and my whole mind has been regrouped it on that one. It's regrouped it so much till I can I gotta redesign it. I gotta redesign it. There was a certain look I was going for, and the way I had it, I wasn't gonna get what I wanted. And I have my little African continent map. I got those, excuse me, that I was thinking about incorporating those into the Wakanda quilt because it is a part of Africa. And I don't know if I share it with y'all or not, but y'all know I had a ancestry DNA done, and my results, I shared them to Facebook. I think I shared it to YouTube on my community page. But I am shown enough Oreos and Skittles. I say it like that because I am officially a Nigerian American. And the reason I say a Nigerian American because I'm Nigerian first. And then I am American mixed with types of African nations with Benin, Ivory Coast, going on down, I mix with European, Indonesia, mixed with just a bunch of the nations that I hadn't even ever dreamed of. And I'm like, wow, who would have guessed? I'm mixed with a lot of stuff. But the bigger ones was Nigerian with Benin and Ivory Coast. And then it went over into the European side, which it was some more. I just couldn't get it all off the top of my head. And is it Maui? Maui? I can't even pronounce it. It's like a 3-letter word, MAI or something like that. And one of them is either India or Indy. I'm gonna have to go back and look at it. I don't know if it's Indian or India or something like that. And I wound up had to cancel that. I canceled that subscription because they keep offering you so many different things to track down somebody you related to that you ain't never met in your whole life. And then they charge you for it. So I just said, you know what? Just cancel the whole thing because I basically just want to know where I was from, what I mixed with, who am I, so to speak. It was a great experience for me because all you do is send them a sample of your saliva. So you swap your mouth. Let me see. Dora Camarina says, are any of your children quilters too? You know, they know how. It just they don't like sewing like I do. But in times or need of something, like if I need help sewing something, all of them will come and pitch in and help me sew. Even my granddaughter. And I have a few nieces that like, they dabbled in sewing too. So if I needed bag up, I got it. And before I left Mississippi, I shared a beautiful red and white quilt that I made using fat quarters. And I made that quilt with my daughter because I was moving to a different state. And I was leaving her behind because she has her husband and her family. They all lived there too, and they had good jobs, so wasn't no need of them leaving their jobs. I made her this quilt and I told her, I made this for you because when I'm gone and you need a hug from me or something, just put that quilt around you and know that I love you. Because it's not the same when you by yourself. When you in an area, you by yourself, this iron keep cutting itself off. It's hard. And then she have 3 children now. And when you got children of your own, you got to make things work because you ain't got really nobody you can go to and say, could I pay you to babysit my kids for 2 hours or watch them for 2 hours? I have an emergency came up and whatever, It's rough because I can remember when I was by myself raising my children, all my other siblings was here in Indiana. I had nobody that I could say, can you come over a few minutes and just sit and be here with me for a minute? Those went on really nice. I have a few mixed colors coming up here. I'm going to have to check my measurements on them. Let me see. I have my cutter here, and I don't use this for everything. This is one that somebody special sent to me that I do appreciate, but I use it where I know it won't get messed up. And these is exactly 4-inch blocks. So I shall continue on. Okay. Continue on, get them done. Oh, that fit nicely. You know what? I think I got the wrong side up. I sure do. Ooh, that would have been a disaster. Please pay attention to what side you put down when you're using this interfacing. Same thing. I put the rough side down. Upside down. Okay, let me see. Dora Camarina says, oh, I read that, I think. June Hanson says, wait a minute. That will be pretty when you get done. I'm hoping so. June said, Miss Ellen, did you any dresses for the girl? No, I did not. I didn't join that event. Um Normally I try to get into stuff like that, but I be forgetting so much right now till it makes me afraid to get in things and participate more because I forget. Now I'm in this one event because I have participated in it before, and I can write that on my wall to keep up with it. I have a whole printout of dates and stuff that I have integrated to my phone, where my phone would alert and tell me certain stuff. But I be too afraid to get in something because I don't want to disappoint anybody. And it breaks my heart as well as their heart when I forget stuff and can't remember what I gotta do. It's just terrible. Y'all don't see it behind the scene, but it makes me cry when I forget stuff. It makes me cry. And to make a few dresses would have been a lovely thing to do. I know I would enjoy it because I took 2 years of home economics of just for the sewing. So I could have made the dresses. And I would love to get back into doing more things to help people. It's just I need to get me a large binder book, specially designed to help me to stay on track. And I don't know if anybody can make those, or do you buy them at a certain store or office level something. I don't know. It's just I know I need it. So I'm hoping I can work that out some kind of way. And I'm telling y'all, this is terrible. This all come from having COVID. COVID mess up and destroys people's lives. You meet somebody that had COVID, you done met yourself somebody. Even though they say the virus been here a long time, and I'm sorry, I'm not really gonna talk about this. It just bring back too much for me, y'all. I'm sorry. The struggles are very real. Now I got to get my right mind on moving on, talk about something different. And it helps me when I talk quilts, sewing. I can even talk crochet. I got a bag of stuff somewhere around here. I done sewed up and knitted and crocheted. And I just kept it. I got a couple hats I made for myself, couple crocheted bucket hats. Um, if I had that bag, oh my goodness. Let me mute y'all a minute. My sign is acting up. Sorry. Mm. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, y'all. I still have this chronic sinus stuff going on, and then when you get an infection and stuff, it don't help. It just make you sicker. But I find if I keep a lot of fluids in my body, and I have this drink that I've been trying to share it with y'all. I might have showed it on one of my channel. It's through Relive products. It calls Energize. I've been drinking my Energize. I mix 2 scoops with a 16-ounce bottle of water or a bottle of this size, which is a little bit more. It's 23.7 full ounces. I probably would put I probably would put 2.5 scoops of the Relive Energize into this water. Now what that do is when you feel like you just can't get up and you need a boost, you need to boost your immune, you need to boost your energy levels, period. I drink that Relive Energize. And I will be in the process of sharing more Relive product because I have my own link to the product. And I'm working on getting myself healthier. I'm working on just getting myself more active and motivated and to just doing better and living better. And I would love to share, with y'all. I have posted the link on my Facebook page, and I might have shared it to Instagram as well. Let's see. Did you? June Hanson says, Miss Ellen, I need to go. You have a great day. Thank you, June, for stopping by. I appreciate you being here. Hi, the confident quilter, Gladys Paul. Hello, hello, and welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. I'm working on stabilizing knit fabric to make a quilt. This is a different shade of color here. And I'm putting on interfacing. I have already prepped and cut them 4-inch squares, and I'm just laying them on the back side of these knit squares. Let me see, get a little higher up. There we go. Just getting them all laid out. And the thing, I'm rubbing this because I'm putting the rough side down onto the back. And when I apply the heat, that rough side will melt the glue to adhere it together. My main thing I just don't want to do is stretch my fabric. They're already pre-cut pieces and I don't want them wonky looking. When I pick them up, I'm going to hold it. You can see, look at the edges where you might see a little over. Let me see where it is. Can you see that overlay from the interfacing? So I'm just going to take my scissors and trim this over lay of the stabilizer off. Now this the side that had the glue on it. I don't want that glue to be exposed and get on my iron or any other equipments that I'm using. Trim that off real good, and there you go. A nice cotton like, see how I kind of lay like cotton? Something I get to use and put in a quilt now. The color even gets a little bit more vivid. Here's another one. See the edges? Then the edge on the bottom. Got little pieces sticking out. I just trim them off. Let this interfacing work for me. Now, interfacing is good to use. It depends on what you're making. I have seen a few people take interfacing and put it on the back of blue jean fabric. But it depends on what they're making, because if they're making a handbag, they're going to need that stabilization in that fabric. Oh, this is a pretty green one, y'all. Look, has green. I don't know. I'll give it a close up. Okay, let me get this one ironed on, because I have a ton of this stuff to go through. And I'm not going to keep y'all all day. I just wanted to come live since I was feeling pretty good. I know I'm going to have to take a break. And the way I break now, I breaks. I get up, I go outside, I walk around the neighborhood. I walk a block, a literally block. Walk a block and come back, come on back in. If I want a snack, get a snack. Come on back down, iron some more. Because right now I'm at, I just have this much done. And I'm doing them one by one. I just have this much done. And I have so much more to go. I think I am going to need some help. So I'm going to thank y'all for coming in. Let me let my camera back up. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all being here. I'm going to be moving some stuff around, changing my sewing space around. It's going to get cold again. I'm going to have to prepare for, I just plug up an electric heater during the winter months when I'm down here. And I normally go upstairs to my sewing room, but this year I'm just going to stay in the basement because I have my unique down here now, and I'm gonna move it where I can get the table out. I'm gonna set it on this back side of my camera over here so it'll be under more light, and I might create my own light tower so for the table. But I do know I need extra lighting. I can't really see too good right now, but when I get that side up and done, I'd like to share some of my sewing and quilting videos with y'all so we all can enjoy this process together. When I first got the machine, I thought I was going to be scared to use it because it's a brand new machine, was still in the box. It was lightly used, but you can't tell it was used at all. It been well taken care of, and I didn't pay a whole lot of money for it, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Um, it was just a beautiful gift, and I prayed and talked to God about it before I got it, and now I do have it. I just thank God that I have something where I can quilt up some quilts. The only thing kind of concerning me about now is I'm using a small cutie frame with it, and I will love to have like a 10-foot frame or something to go with it, but hopefully I can find one that is sturdy and with metal in it, because I'm in a dingy basement. I call it a dingy basement because it's cool and it's moist, and I think my metal will stand up to the moisture and stuff better than the wood, because when your wood get moisture to it or around it, it tend to swell. So I have something I can combat the metal with it, to keep it from rusting. I can do that. But with the wood, I might could keep it from swelling up. I'm not sure until I try it. So that's where I'm at right now. Just want to let y'all know I appreciate each and every one of y'all being here with me. Do share my video out so when the new projects and plans starts and new how-tos come out, that others could join in and see it as well. Thank you for watching. This is Ellen Campbell with Campbell's Creation. Y'all have a good day. Bye now. Bye.